Florida State Conference Area Director. When I say area, I help oversee the branches of Indian River, St. Lucie, and Martin County. And the occasion for today is that we're going to be talking about the shooting death that occurred in this community by DeMarcus Samir. Also, the transparency of the investigation. We want to hear what the community has to say so that we will be able to move forward with our concerns as far as the Florida State Conference as well as the local branch of the NAACP on how we are going to be able to work along with the officials here in the community. So that's one other thing that we will be doing. And like I said, just being here, and the important thing to hear what you all have to say about your concerns and how can we move forward with any and everything that is going on. So I know a lot of the things that were being said about trust. So that is what we have to work on here and still be able to get transparency from everybody. Thank you. Next on the agenda, the town hall guidelines will come from our Florida State Vice President, one of our Vice Presidents, and Chairman of the Criminal Justice Chair, Dale Landry.
Can everyone hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Do I need the microphone?
Yes.
I do need it. Okay, I'll go ahead and put it up in the keep cut. Now, please forgive me. Retired Army, and thought I still had that voice, but it may be disappearing on me with age. On behalf of Adora Obi and Weezy, the President of the Florida State Conference of the NAACP, we want to say thank you for allowing us this opportunity to come and host the town hall meeting. The purpose of the town hall meeting is to allow the community members to share concerns they have specifically about the untimely death and the shooting of Mr. DeMarcus Symmetry. There's a lot of issues, a lot of emotion here, a lot of things that are flowing through people's minds and hearts in the wake of this. However, it's important for us to be able to hear what you have, and for also the community leaders that are here to hear what's in your hearts and minds. But I ask you again to remember with demeanor. We're here to talk about correcting problems based on numerous people we talked to, old issues and old ills that exist. They've been here for a long time. And here's an opportunity to bring them forward and put your voices out so they can be heard, so we can address them. So I'm going to ask you again, speak to the issues. All right? It's not our place to come in. We're not here to demean people. We're not here to say this person did this or that person. Again, state of the issue. If it's an issue that you've got a concern with the police department, speak to the issue. If it's a concern you got with the city, speak to the issue. If it's with the county, speak to the issue. But not about the sheriff, not about the state attorney personally. Speak to the issue. The rest of it it'll fall out in the wash. I'll move straight to the update. We first got involved from the NAACP. I got a phone call from the state president. And by the way, I am the president of the Tallahassee branch of the NAACP, but also I'm the second vice president, and I'm responsible for the northern region, Pensacola to Lake City. But I also chair the State Criminal Juvenile Justice Committee and the State Legislative Affairs Committee. And it was in my role as criminal justice, I respond and react to all police shootings around the state on behalf of the Florida State Conference, NAACP. I've been involved with everything from Marley Anderson to Trayvon Martin, everyone where someone's been shot or died here in the state. And the NAACP got involved. I'm normally the one that the state president sends forward to go ahead and get on the ground, find out what's going on, and be prepared to move forward. Since she could not be here, she asked me to come in my capacity as the criminal justice chair. Because as Don said, he's the area director. The vice president for this area is Tori Austin, and he's up in Gainesville, and Tori could not make it. His intent was to come also. So I wanted to give you that part so you'll understand why I'm here and my purpose. We initially got notified by the state president when she saw it in the news, and she asked me to get in contact and find out what was going on. And during that time, I had a chance to talk to several people, as well as with the chief of police. I had a chance to talk with the city manager and one of your commissioners. But as the things continued to develop, and we were watching the news and seeing it, one of the loudest things that we heard that was coming out of the community was the community did not trust the criminal justice system here to be able to do the investigation, and everybody was calling for an external investigative agency to come in. The NAACP has been deeply involved with FDLE, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, in helping to retool this. Generally, who we go to directly and immediately is the FBI. But we've come to learn that on certain things the FBI will step into and get involved in. And so to that extent, the only agency that would come in and that could come in would have been FDLE. And I had spoken directly with the commissioner, but by the time we reached out to him, it was way down into the investigation, and there was concern. Furthermore, FDLE could not normally just come in. They have to have an agreement to be able to step in. Other than that, they have to be invited in. Since the sheriff's department already had the investigation and had been turned over, FDLE could only be approached by the sheriff. And we had not had a chance to reach out to the sheriff to ask the sheriff, but based on the actions we saw, it seemed as though the sheriff was going to do this investigation himself. Again, we heard the call, and following that, and following also, I think we had another incident to occur, that the people again called out and expressed that they wanted, and I said to people, and some of you may be here from this community, the state president then directed me to reach out to our Washington, D.C. Bureau Vice President, whose job is to interact with the Justice Department, the White House, and Congress. And I spoke with Vice President Hillary Shelton. I tried to get an update from him today. On Friday or Saturday, preceding the state president coming here, there was a letter going from the National NAACP to the Civil Rights Division within the Justice Department, requesting that the Justice Department reevaluate and reassess and ask them to get someone on the ground and come in. So we've gone all the way up to justice, and we're still waiting to hear comments on response back from justice. The NAACP put out a press statement this morning, and it's already gone to the press. A couple of things that we're calling for, and we're standing on it, and we're committed to it. There's an independent outside agency coming in to do this investigation. We're still standing on that. We're not backing off of that. We've also gone so far as she's also requesting that the government appoint a special prosecutor. Because we feel very strongly that a special prosecutor also needs to be appointed, because when we talk about the criminal justice system, that includes the state attorney. We've seen some things that have been done that we're displeased with, because we stand with the community. There's absolutely no reason why the state attorney should not be releasing the name of the officers that were involved. And we're demanding that those names be released, and we're working through some other challenges to try to help make that happen. And we're working with the press, and we're hoping the press can help make it happen, because the press has filed numerous lawsuits that open up those doors so that that information can be released. We're demanding full transparency. And everything that we're seeing is not transparent. And it seems as though if we didn't know any better, it smells of cover-up. I just call it like it is. It smells of cover-up, and we're extremely concerned with these investigative agencies. We also have heard, and I want to share this with you, that some of the kids that may have been witnesses may have already been subpoenaed, or may be getting subpoenaed, to have them to come forward. One of the things you need to understand, you still go forward, you can take a lawyer.
Thank you.
They can take a lawyer with them None of this, as far as the NAACP is concerned, is the proper way to begin to do the business as it relates, especially in the face of the community, calling out and asking for it. So I want to be clear and make sure everyone understands. The NAACP stands, and we're in support of the community outcry about transparency. And we're in this fight for the long haul. So I want to be very clear with you. Again, as you get ready to come forward and you want to speak and you have issues, I ask you, let's keep it to issues. We're going to stop questioning at about 7:45, so we can hear next steps, and we can talk about next steps, about what we need to do to help coalesce the community, and how do we pull the community together to address this issue, and how do we pull the community together to address the deficit in moving forward. So on that note, I want to share that, and at this time, I want to go ahead and ask Reverend Mills to come forward for comments as it relates to our meeting with the ministerial alignment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. I was asked by our local chapter president to be prepared to speak to the group tonight, so I prepared a statement. And my statement goes something like this. First off, I want to speak a blessing over this community. I want to say to you, Ft.Pierce, the citizens, law enforcement, mayor, each and every one, that the Lord bless you, and that the Lord will keep you, and that the Lord will make his face shine upon you, and that the Lord will be gracious unto you, and that the Lord will give you peace. I bless this community. I'm a native of Ft.Pierce. The Lincoln Park Council of Ministers Incorporated, our members' hearts and prayers continue to go out to the family and friends of DeMarcus Sr. and to our community at large as we grieve together over this recent tragic shooting death. Isaiah 3:10 and 11 says, "Tell the innocent it will go well with you, for they will be rewarded for what they have done. But to the bad and the wicked, for they will get exactly what they deserve."
Amen. Amen.
We are asking everyone, the Lincoln Park Council of Ministers, at this time I'd like to ask the members of the council that's here, if you would just stand and be recognized. Our prayer group and those members, just stand and be recognized quickly, please. These are our local pastors, our local leaders. They're here, and we're not going anywhere. We are asking everyone to continue to pray fervently for DeMarcus's family as they prepare for the funeral on Saturday. We also ask everyone that's being subpoenaed by law enforcement to come forward and tell the facts about what they saw and heard. That's the process of the law right now. As spiritual leaders, we are committed to being present and available to all of the members of our community. Our very own parishioners, our citizens at large, law enforcement, our elected officials, and anyone who is truly concerned about getting the facts of what happened that night. The Lincoln Park Council of Ministers have come to the conclusion that we feel the emotional state of our community should take precedent in moving forward with this investigative process. I have confidence in our sheriff. I'm speaking personally. I have confidence in his ability to do the job required. But as the council, we believe that the majority of the rest of our community, that an independent investigation should be requested, not only by our city leaders, the chief, the mayor, but by the sheriff himself.
Yeah. Amen.
That's what we believe. That's what the council has decided. We hope and pray that our sheriff will be able to see out of the eyes and the will of the rest of the people of our community that would be an independent job has been asked by the majority of our community. We're asking him, we know he has to do his job, but we're asking him to call in the Justice Department to do an outside independent investigation.
Yeah.
Also, as I conclude, I want to let this community know we have a faction of the church that's here. Young man spoke to us the other night and said that there's people without food in our community. We have churches all over this community that's feeding people. If you need something, you can reach us at the Lincoln Park Council at gmail.com. And we're asking again, for those of you that's involved, if you know anything, you can come to the council and let what you know be known, and we will, according to the law, by law, we will let your information be known.